believe he was the Lord. That was all about just the law. Go ahead.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
Yep.
He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him.
It says he was a murderer in the beginning. Who was the first murderer? Cain. You know, he just slew his brother Abel. We just read that in Genesis the 4th chapter. You know, and it says no light in it.
Because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
That's right. He's the father of the lies, bro.
Yep. Well, that was the point. Get 2nd Ezra 6 real quick.
6 and 8 and 9.
2nd Ezra 6. Because
8 through 9.
we're supposed to, as according to Jeremiah 28 and 8, right? We're supposed to be prophesying against kingdoms, right?
That's right.
And then he also, going back to 2nd Ezra 15, he was talking about he's going to bring plagues upon the world. He's not going to hold silence as concerning the wickedness of this world. What world are we living in?
Huh.
Whose world are we living in right now?
Nate in his own world. His world is lovely right now.
2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So we're supposed to just leave that alone now.
Yeah.
What world are we coming into? What world are we ending?
What world is currently?
According to Nate, we ain't supposed to talk about that no more. Leave Esau alone. Nigga, you done tripped out.
And we own you, man. You should have
Nigga,
never
you
did that.
done lost everything. You done lost all respect from Israel.
Yeah.
The Lord is finna deal with you very, very swiftly, nigga. You finna get it now.
Yeah. And all you dudes that still want to deal with this guy, y'all too. That wicked ass panel of niggas that sitting up there with Nate, y'all some wicked niggas.
Yo play yoga ass niggas?
Yeah, man. Y'all proud as hell sitting up there too. Especially that clown Yawasop, man. That old fool with the glasses. That's a proud nigga, man. You know?
What was that nigga that left Nate? Then he came back? Did he go back? What was the nigga that left Nate? The one nigga on the panel? He left Nate and started teaching the Lord's name?
No, he never went back to Nate. If you
Oh, okay,
about
yeah, Shaka.
No, he don't fuck with
Well,
Nate.
Shaka, this your time to get at his ass.
Yeah.
If you don't get on this nigga ass now, you left in vain, nigga. You should have stayed. Straight up. I know I'm behind this camera, but I can't hold my spirit right now. This nigga got me vexed.
And this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So this is Esau's world. This is Esau's world, man. We're at the end of his world.
That's right.
Okay? And what did the Lord do at the end of every empire or every kingdom? He sent his prophets to rebuke it, to prophesy against it. So if you're saying refrain from getting at Esau, then you telling your people basically not to prophesy.
That's it.
That's all you're doing. Okay? That's what you're doing. You know? And basically what you're doing is you don't have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Because what is his testimony? The spirit of prophecy.
He lost the oil. He said in that dream he lost the oil.
Yeah, he did say, you know.
And then he said that's what he gave that testimony of the Lord's name when the spirit was on him.
Yep.
Spirit ain't on that nigga no more. Y'all better leave Nate alone.
Yep.
He already got all y'all information and gave it out to the FBI and the CIA. They know everything about you, where you live, where you work, how much money you make.
IP addresses.
Everything.
Hey, well he's a wolf, man.
Hey, that in itself should show you. That should say a lot, you know. When what other group do you have to give all this personal information to? Nate, you gotta give up your social security number, you gotta give up your IP address, your home address, you know? What kind of that's a government funded agency. You know? That's wicked.
You don't give up that much information in the regular church. The church don't ask for that much information.
Yeah, get your free.
This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Man, we ain't even got to break that down. Y'all already know that breakdown. Okay? Now, if Jake was to come up here and ask about who the devil is, that would be a scripture right there we would give him. That's the wicked. The devil is who's ruling the earth right now. All right? And we are to prophesy against it. Okay? But y'all know that scripture. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay? He's ruling right now. Through what? His military, NATO, you know, the IMF, okay,
and straight up
Central Bank. All right, that's what he's ruling with. That's what makes up the beast. Okay, that's the whole Roman system coming back, man. And we're at the end of that Roman system. The Lord's getting ready to crush it, man. But you being a Roman centurion trying to protect Caesar. You know? Trying to protect the Romans and shit, man. you basically back telling Apostle Paul, don't talk about the Romans or the apostles or Yahushua himself. Don't talk about the Romans. Leave the Romans alone. Leave them out of this. They give me good money to maintain my position. That's why I'm able to make that deal, and now I ain't gotta pay the taxes on what I receive. You know, you got that Johnson Amendment muzzle on your mouth. As a matter of fact, give me Isaiah 56. That gift shut your mouth. That's ultimately what happened. That gift it got your mouth closed, man. 56 and 10.
It's Isaiah 56 and 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They're all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleep.
Why can't he bark? Some of them, they can't bark because they're stupid. They really don't know the scriptures. They don't know how to break down the prophecies, man. All them fake pastors in the churches, they don't know how to prophesy. They don't know what it means to prophesy. They come out their own heart and they preach to you one side. They're basically one-sided with the truth. You know? Inspirational speeches. You know, they preach nothing but hope, prosperity, you know, love, but they don't teach the other side. They're there to pacify you, man.
Smooth things.
So they're basically those guard dogs who, if you got a dog in your backyard and a perpetrator, a burglar try to come to your house, that dog, he just laying there because he's full, he already done ate, or he's comfortable, he one of those dogs that you dress, that a dog walking around with a sweater on it, and it eats good. All right, that's you dumb dogs that can't bark, loving the slumber, man.
Loving the slumber.
Cause you eating, man. You eating good in this fucking society, man. That's why you refuse to bark, man. All right, and when you put a muzzle on a horse or a dog, it makes it impossible for them to move their lips. They can't move their mouth. Okay, like a strap-on mask for your nose and your mouth, so you can't move. Basically, to keep you from barking or attacking. Okay.
Keep you from being hostile.
Yeah. That's what a muzzle is for. And a lot of you dudes that sold out, so you don't want to prophesy, or you want to do your own thing. You got that muzzle on your mouth. So that's why you're refusing. You can't bark. Okay, you got that Johnson Amendment muzzle on your mouth, man. Okay, that Johnson Amendment that goes back to Lyndon B. Johnson.
501c3.
Okay, look it up. All right, you can't make any political. You can't say you can't say anything political, man.
In a religious atmosphere.
In a religious, if you part of a religious environment, you can't say anything political, man.
For your congregation.
You know, you can't say anything that incites extremism. You know, that goes against the status quo, your government, because you're being funded by the government.
It's making you docile, you know?
Yeah.
You're not worried about anything as long as you're getting yours.
Yeah.
You know?
So it puts basically through that tax exemption, you can keep that present. You know, you'll benefit from it. That's why you got all those millions of people following you, and they keeping your pockets fat, and you don't have to pay. They usually try to say, "Oh, we got to pay the bills." No, man. You ain't. Hey, you ain't got to pay your taxes. Okay. You ain't got to do that. You're exempt from paying that. All the money that you get to keep, that's you can pocket that money.
That's why the pastors and ministers be having planes, bro. They be having private jets.
Yeah.
They got the best new cars. You know, they got the biggest houses.
Because of all them followers that's giving them all that money. You know? All that money, man. Sitting on that dough, sitting on that guap, man.
And they making big dollars.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's a business, you know? They not preaching to better you, to help you get your salvation, you know? They telling you to get money in their pockets. They give great inspirational speeches for your money.
Yeah.
That's all it is, you know? That's why church is big business, especially in so-called Black, Negro, Latino, and Native American communities. Baptist churches, what all they do? You have over half the church just music, concerts, bread and circus, you know? They bring out one scripture, and that one scripture won't have nothing to do with your salvation. But that scripture will talk about how you're supposed to give good tidings or something, you know?
Well, no, the scriptures will lead to your salvation, but they don't break it down to you, man. They're just there to pacify you. All right, they don't teach you what's going on. They don't teach you the breakdowns of the scriptures, man.
They're going to the story of Jacob and Esau, but then
they don't even touch on that in the church.
No,
I'm talking about
touch on that.
You
know, cool been out here in the rain.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Read that again, bro.
Isaiah 56 and 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yea, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. You know, the scripts call them greedy dogs. And what do greedy dogs get? They continue to bring in gain, you know, for their sufficiency, you know. Yeah. They love the lifestyle they live in, so they're going to keep doing it, you know, for the money. Yeah. Not for the things that can bring on, you know. Because we out here fishing for the elect. Preachers out there fishing for the money.
French.
It says, yea, there are greedy dogs which can never have enough. And there are shepherds that cannot understand, because understanding wasn't given unto them. You know? They all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter.
Hey, Esau, he's gaining. You know, all those members flocking to him. You know, he's using them little gimmicks to draw in a lot of jakes, you know, because of their basically them being attracted to the things of this world. You're gonna pull in a lot of worldly ass jakes, man, and they're gonna come in and they came out of the Christian church, but they're coming from one Christian church into another when they come to you. They was already giving their old pastor the money. Now the money is going to you.
Now instead of live instruments from the Baptist church, now they got rappers with CDs and mixtapes, you know? Now you got bigger weddings, you know?
Extravagant.
Extravagant weddings.
Yeah, man.
Now you got men up there that's dressed in the fancy purple instead of in the fancy suits, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's just a translation from now I'm from Baptist to knowing you an Israelite, you know? With the law being pushed on you even more.
Yeah, man. You know. So hey, that's the reason why you telling your people not to bark. All right, because Esau put a muzzle on you that you can't bark.
How can you prophesy if you don't prophesy against Esau?
Exactly. You can't
Come
prophesy
on,
against
man.
this kingdom if you're not prophesying against Esau.
How can you
Because
prophesy?
it's his kingdom.
So Nathan just stopped prophesying. No more prophesying in RUIC.
Just teach Israel. Just teach Israel that. Just teach them that they Israel and they supposed to keep the law. Niggas is crazy, man. We in captivity.
Exactly.
You know, we in captivity, man. We can't stone homosexuals.
Right.
We can't stone adulterers, man. All right? Because, hey, if you're not doing that, technically you ain't keeping the law.
Con, you're not.
Technically,
Con, where are they finding these unblemished lambs and doves, you know?
yeah. How do you know that the lamb that you sacrifice on the Passover, how do you know that that's it's unblemished? How do you know it's a male a male lamb?
Con,
You know, it's the firstling of the flock. You don't know that.
con,
So technically, you ain't keeping the law, man. We're rehearsing the law. We're practicing the law.
You know, Esau didn't lay down with it.
Come on, man. Hey, they even sacrifice idols. They sacrifice some of these meats that you put in the market to other idols. You eat meat unintentionally
Defiled.
sacrificed unto idols.
Defiled.
We don't have control over none of that shit.
This Jeremiah 14:14. Then the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and the thing of naught and the deceit of their heart.
Hey, that's basically these false prophets telling them that America is not going to be destroyed soon. You know, they basically putting off the day of the Lord. I believe we have enough time to build here in Babylon.
We could build a university.
Yeah, we
And
could
then-
build schools, universities, hospitals, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, that's a lying divination. The Lord didn't tell them that. The Lord told you to come out and prophesy against this kingdom and to hasten the day of the coming of the Lord.
God.
We gotta hasten to the coming of the day of the Lord, man. We desire it to come quickly.
God.
All right, we don't put off the day of the Lord, man. He could come. The scriptures tell you he's gonna come like a thief in the night. He ain't gonna let you know when he come. He just gonna show up.
God, that's right, bro.
And if you niggas is worrying about building, when he comes back, he's coming back to destroy you.
God. See, because y'all building, we build, it's like in the times of Noah, they were marrying and drinking, you know?
Yeah.
And Noah was building that ark. We building spiritual arks to get out of here, you know?
Yep.
And y'all trying to physically build colleges. Even if y'all build those colleges, it still has to go through Esau.
To get accredited.
Exactly. Where y'all gonna get the permits to build these from Esau?
Right.
You know?
The accreditation.
Where the professors gonna come from?
Get the money from
Fine.
Esau Bank.
Is it gonna all be Israelite professors? You know? Still, and that's still, your mind ain't supposed to be on that. Your mind is supposed to be on leaving here, you know? On salvation.
Hey, but-
on wisdom and knowledge being a stability at times, you know?
Yeah. Well, hey, that money is on his mind,
God.
and his mind is on his money,
That's right.
and that's why it says in what was that 1 Timothy 6, the root of money is the love of money is the root of all evil.
Love,
You're willing to sell your people out for that Federal Reserve note.
30 shekels.
Yeah.
It's still a little bit more.
You willing to do what Judas did, man?
He's doing
Judas did. He betrayed the Lord, man, for
That's
that
what,
money.
That's what Nate is
and
doing.
that's what you're doing, Nate. You're
took away his
fulfilling the role of
name.
Judas.
God.
You know, Judas sided with the Romans, and then when he realized what he did was fucked up because he had a guilty conscience, he took himself out, man. Hey, man. That's blood pouring on your hands, man. You know? Go ahead.
Jeremiah 14:15. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai, concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name. And I sent them not, yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed.
If you ain't prophesying, if you ain't letting you ain't waking Jacob and letting them know what's coming to this place, then that's what's gonna happen to you. Man.
If you're not preaching the downfall of America, then you're not preaching against Esau.
Yeah.
Because whose kingdom is it?
Yeah.
If we in Esau kingdom and the Most High set up prophets before every kingdom went down, then aren't you supposed to be prophesying against those men whose kingdom it is? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. Hey, Micah 3:11.
Michael, right?
Yeah. Micah 3:11.
Micah chapter 3, verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money.
That's what it all boils down to, man. All right, to start teaching that type of madness. Hey, that only money have the power to do that, man. Especially when you know better and you know the truth. Only money can make you do the things that you would normally wouldn't do. All right, because of your love for it.
That let you know their mind is off y'all about y'all side, you know?
It's about comfortability, man.
Because
that are given the pleasure. That's talking about that's the spirit of Babylon, man. The virgin daughter of Babylon. Comfortability and living in luxury. You know, and that's the image that IUIC puts out anyway. Prestige and comfortability, man. You know, that's what they put out, man. Luxury.
How you gonna live royal in luxurious captivity
and slavery? But that's what the chief priests and basically them higher seats in position in Israel. That's what they were doing. They were trying to live good and comfortably under the Romans. There's no different. Hey, everything is all recycled, man. There is no new thing under the sun, right? It's this. Hey, they like the brother Amwan Gabar say in New York, man. This is Rome all over again, and dude is trying to live comfortable in Rome. He's a Roman centurion trying to live comfortable in Rome, but he still has a chief seat in the synagogue. That's why he constantly goes into the law. You know?
He knows he can control his people by the law. He's the police.
Yeah.
Who know the law like the police?
Yeah.
So he emphasizes and stresses the law because he the police. He know he can maintain control by that method. But now that he's being told by his superiors not to talk about his superiors, that's where he's at. He's Judas.
I think he can do it because his congregation is scared of him because they seen what he's done to other people that have, fallen out, so to speak, or come against him. They seen like that one lady that said they send the police to her house in the middle of the night, follow her around, harass her.
Yeah, they get stalked, man.
So what's sad is they fear Nathan. They don't fear the Most High.
You can't take your money with you in the kingdom. And this money is only has a value because the American government says it does. So all the money that he got on.
Hey, all you eat on my shot going into slavery.
That's right.
Not going into slavery. Thus saith the Bible. Thus saith the Lord. You're ready for slavery, all right?
You don't want to do that.
And we ain't gonna give you no suntan lotion.
That's right. All the money. So you plan on taking the chip too? Because all the money that you want to store up or whatever, it ain't got no use. It soon ain't gonna have no use unless you got the chip. So that means you got to take the chip if you want to keep his money.
They gonna take that chip.
He already teaches congregation that you got to obey the law of the land.
Yeah.
Basically, the laws that Babylon goes by.
He goes deep into Romans 13.
Yeah, he then use Romans 13 to say we're supposed to obey the laws of Babylon. Come on, man.
Even if they go against the Most High.
Yeah.
Which all of the laws of this land do.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Ain't nothing righteous here in Babylon.
Yep. So he gonna get y'all condemned. That's why he preached against the chip being the mark of the beast, man.
Yeah.
All right, because they're using him so you can receive the mark of the beast. Oh, don't worry about it. That's not. You know, he gonna tell you to comply, man. You know, obey the law of the land. Romans 13. Put that right in front of your face. Read it to you so you feel comfortable with accepting the mark, man. You know.
Everybody taking it.
Come on, man. He's a detective. You don't think that the police are gonna be the first, one of the first ones to get chipped up when that decree goes out? They already chipped the military. In order for you to go in the military, you got to get chipped up.
I think they got 2 chips in them.
Yeah.
Just like that show Black Mirror.
Yeah.
The episode when the army
soldiers.
the soldiers was chipped and seeing everybody else that wasn't chipped as aliens or the enemy. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be.
The fifth way.
You know, the Black Mirror episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They seen everybody that didn't have a chip as an enemy of the government. You know.
Yeah.
That was in the fifth wave too.
Yeah, that was also the fifth wave.
Yeah. They gonna be looking at you like what's wrong with you? Why you ain't got the chip?
Right.
Hey, that was even in a Divergent series. That was also in that show too, man. You know, so Nate, he gonna be chipped.
Oh yeah.
And then he gonna make sure his congregation
Make
knows
sure
that
his
follow him,
congregation.
they gonna get chipped
And then
up.
look how easy it is to round them up. They always got their fringes on, you know.
Oh yeah.
So any policeman that see fringes,
What
that
they-
see somebody with fringes, you know that they got.
Well, they got the addresses, phone
They
numbers.
got the address, the IP address.
You know, they pick their names for
They
them.
license plate
Oh yeah,
numbers.
because Nate gets all that information when you become a member of their congregation.
And you know who he giving it off to. The men above him in the police force.
Man, he answered to him.
Right. Same ones that told him to stop talking about Esau.
That nigga's foul.
You a cold nigga, man.
Nigga, every time I think about that, nigga, I'm gonna send a curse up on your ass,
Hell yeah,
nigga.
man.
You foul for that one.
Yeah, man. You know?
You know what's sad? This is like the tip of the iceberg. He gonna come out with some crazier, nuttier shit than this. I can't even imagine what he gonna come with next.
That was it. That's the nuttiest shit he said yet.
Yeah.
Matthew's 15 and 14.
He gonna be saying Esau can make it in a minute.
Hey, but you know what? That's fine though. A lot of them, anybody that seek after you and think you're better than the Lord, hey, hey, be my guest, man. You know, go on and do that. Go on ahead and follow that guy, man. Okay.
All that pride he got.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 4. Wait, you said 4?
15 and 14.
This is Matthew chapter 15, verse 14. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch.
And that's exactly what's happening. You got a blind leader following a bunch of blind Israelites, and what's gonna happen to them? Death and destruction.
You got blind Israelites following a blind leader. You know, and that ditch, Esau dig that. He's leading you into the ditch that Esau made. You know? So, hey, you following Nate, you're going to fall right into the hands of Esau, man. You know? We're trying to tell you to get away from that. You know?
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed.
Yeah, that's plain, you know? They that are led of the blind leaders, those that follow the blind leaders are going to be destroyed. Plain and simple.
In this ditch that y'all gonna fall in, you can't get out. It ain't no getting out this hole. It's death.
Because you've been warned. If you're a member of IUIC, you know about GMS.
Oh, you can't help
You know about us.
We the number one adversary. We're the number one adversary
If you like the brother
of
said,
all
Israel,
camps.
you know about GMS. So if you ain't, because you know Nate is he since he got their IP addresses, he watching what everybody click on YouTube. So he confronted them and
You watched 2, 3 GMS videos this week.
you watch videos about me being a blind leader. Oh really? And then you just gonna kick him out. But then that's better for you, because now you've encountered the truth 100%. You know. So what are you gonna do with that? Yahweh Bashim Shot led you to click on those videos. So what are you gonna do with it? You know, he's giving you the opportunity. So what you gonna do with it? Because I know it's a whole bunch of how you. If a lot of Nate is leading a lot of people to death. He's leading a lot of people to death. All them people that he from Ghana. They gotta go too, because he got on that plane to.
You gonna get the 2/3 killed in Ghana. There's 2/3 in Ghana. There's 2/3 in Trinidad. You know, all them places where he hitting them little spots where he jet setting to. Hey, there's 2/3 over there too, man.
This man is evil, bro.
He crossing the planet, telling everybody to leave Esau alone.
Leave him alone and take the chip. What? And niggas is gonna listen.
Yeah, they gonna hear it. Hey, but the scriptures tell you Jacob's stupid. This is the people that will not hear the law of the Lord. You know, they're Sodom's children. You know, they want to hear smooth shit. You know. Hey, Ezekiel 14. Ezekiel 14 and start at 9. And then after that, we're gonna deal with the honor all men thing.
Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he has spoken a thing, I, the Lord Yahweh, have deceived that prophet.
Hey, the Most High sent the demon on Nate. All right, and all them and not just Nate, really. You know, all the false prophets, man. You know, Gehenna. You know. Bubble eyes, all them dudes, man, because they prophesying lies, man. Some of the things that they preaching are the truth. Yeah, hell, we got a common ground. We all believe that we Israel. You know, we believe the so-called white man is Esau.
Well, not no more.
You know, well, they still teach that Esau is the white man, but now one of them is now coming out.
Yeah.
You know, and saying that we got to leave him alone.
Yeah, he said any camp that's teaching on it, the camp is through.
Hey, so the Lord gave him up to a lying spirit. Okay.
He just put a muzzle. He just quenched their spirit.
Yeah, he's putting a muzzle, just like the muzzle that's on his mouth. It's on his congregation now.
Yeah.
You know.
And those men, which when he canceled those camps, if he cancel any of them, they gonna be like, damn. Since the camp canceled, and I was comfortable in IUIC, then I can't go to GMS. I can't go to GMS for one reason being that I call them bums, you know. I gotta be out there every season. I gotta preach the word, make my own channel and upload my own videos through the spirit. I can't do that.
Too much.
They had us over here comfortable.
Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he has spoken a thing, I, the Lord Yahweh, have deceived that prophet.
Yeah, the Lord, that means the Lord deceived you, man. Which really, he allowed an angel to come and utter that deception into your mind, and now you speaking it and teaching it. All right? Any false prophecy, any false breakdown that you break down to the people, a demon came to you and gave you that breakdown. All right? And you really, and that same demon got you confident in believing that you're teaching the right thing. All right? Hey, it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the Lord, man. He's terrible, man. He would actually have you deceitful and thinking that you're doing the right thing when you're not. All right? Go ahead, Al. Keep reading.
I will stretch out my hand upon him, and I will destroy him from the midst of my people, Israel.
And eventually he's going to get you. Okay? And guess what? He's already visiting guys. Guys out that was in the labor and the work, that fell away, he's getting them. Even guys from the old school. All right? Dudes are getting got, man. All right?
Especially when you fall out of GMS, you get a hard streak.
Hell yeah.
You get hard
You got
streak.
you got the truth. You know?
Your ass gonna get hit by a diesel. Your ass might fall off a building.
Oh man.
You gonna get shot.
Heavy demons on you.
Shit.
Yeah. Straight up, man.
The sentence against the evil work is and execute it speedily. The hearts of them, they fully setting them to do evil, you know?
Keep going.
Verse 10. And they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him.
So that means that prophet that got deceived is going to be destroyed along with those that seek after that prophet. Those that follow after that false prophet. Because that false prophet is what's going to lead them to their death.
The ones that vouch for that prophet.
Yeah. You vouch for him, you speak up for him, you follow him. You follow him right to the grave with him. Same judgment, man. That's why we constantly get on you guys, because we believe there's at least a few number of you that's still scattered amongst these other groups, man.
And that's why the brothers rebuke you to wake those brothers up out of there, to get them, pull them up out of there.
So what's that? Rebuke them sharply that others may fear. And it's another one that was that Jude, where it says, well, we gotta pull them out the fire. You know, a lot of them think is when we do out here, when we constantly get on them, they think it's personal. And then they say, oh, you guys are just, you got a lot of hate in your heart. You're not supposed to hate your brother. And then try to bring out all type of precepts dealing with loving your brother and not, not hating your brother. But you fail to realize what we're doing is an act of love in itself. Because we're actually giving warning and we're rebuking you, man. Correcting you. We're warning you to get away from that man because the Lord did not send him. The Lord was dealing with that man briefly, but he wasn't of the elect. All right? He got the spirit of Satan on him. All right? So you got to take that correction, or else you're just going to be destroyed, man. You know? The Lord uses his men to correct and reprove. And we use the scriptures to do it. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High. What do we do with it? We use it for reproof, for correction, for instruction. You know?
It's Jude 1:22. And some have compassion, making a difference, and others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire.
And save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, man. You know? Hey, Nate and Johanna and them is scattering the sheep. So they're a bunch of sheep without the proper shepherds, man. What happens to a flock of sheep when their shepherds are scattering?
They get devoured by the wolves.
They get devoured by the wolves. You know, by the predators. You know?
And others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling, and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. To the only wise power, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and ever. Amen.
That's it. Go from there to John 10. Get John 10 and 12.
This is John 10 and 12. But he that is a hireling, and he that is a hireling, and not shepherd, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep.
Hey, because that's what Nate is doing.
Scattering the sheep.
He's scattering the sheep. Okay? You're going to have a lot of Jake in your congregation that's going to be offended by what you just said.
Ooh-wee.
You know, and they're going to be trying to figure out where the fuck to go. Because you already trained them to hate Great Millstone. You know, and these other Israelite groups, you done made your separation from the rest of the Israelite groups. You know? So where are they going to go? Were they going to go back to the Christian church? Well, you had a few of them that already did.
Marcus.
You know?
He went public.
Yeah. Straight up, man. Read that again.
It's John 10. It's John 10 and 12. But he that is a hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. A hireling fleeth because he is a hireling, and careth not for the sheep.
And because you're really there, because you're just doing it because you want the money. You're not doing this because you're really taking this job serious.
You're not doing
When
it
you
because
take the job serious, you're going to care for all the sheep that you have responsibility over.
That's right.
He's not doing
You know?
it out of a humble and contrite spirit.
Yeah.
You know, he doing teaching of Yahushua of what is it? Dang, I just script up. Deceitfulness and lust.
Yeah.
I believe that's how it goes.
Yeah, man.
You know, contention and stripes. Like,
yeah, man. A hireling is just, you're just hired to do a job. But y'all those you were hired, the Lord called you, but you just you like that lazy ass guard that's just, I know I'm getting paid, so you know I'm gonna just fall back, you know. But whenever my boss isn't watching me, he ain't looking over me, I'm gonna just turn around and I'm gonna just take a nap, you know, I'm gonna eat some food, I'm gonna do this and do that. And then
On the job.
a fucking somebody coming to rob the place, and they get in there, and then everybody in that establishment are all running. They scattering. They running for their life. You gotta answer for that shit. You know.
And you're gonna have to answer to the Most High for all this wicked dealings you've been doing in Israel.
Yep.
Not feeding the flock properly. Right doctrine.
Exactly, man. You know, straight up, man. You got everybody that take on this truth, regardless of what Israelite group you're a part of, you took on a very major, severe responsibility, man. All right, this thing is very severe, man. Proceed with caution, man.
Life and death.
This is a life and death situation here. All right.
I got some. Lock it. When you bid to this marriage, it's till death do you part.
Come on, man. And you better do this thing right, man. All right, it's about obedience with the Father. Remember what Prophet Samuel said about the Lord? He said to obey is better than sacrifice. Okay? So we got to do what the Lord told us to do. All right? And the Lord never told us to back off of these damn devils, man.
That's right.
We're supposed to warn these devils that they going into slavery.
That's right.
That their kingdom is getting ready to be destroyed.
That's right.
We ain't gonna be silent about that, man.
that's right.
We're gonna be very vocal
with Esau.
every chance we get, man. And any of our people that want to be down with them, they gonna be slain with the sword too.
That's right.
The bed wenches, you so-called black women that want to lay up with them, you gonna be destroyed too, man.
That's right.
All right. Majority of you women in this nation, you're confederate with this devil, man. Because he gave you the liberty that you never had before. All right. Power that you never experienced. You're too proud right now, man. All right. Was that in on that in John 10? There might be some more.
Goes into how Shabbat the shepherd.
Yeah, get it.
It's John 10 and 14. I am the good shepherd and know my sheep and am known of mine. And am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep.
The Lord lays down his life. He laid down his life for the sheep, man. All right? He laid down his life for the sheep, and then all of a sudden, he trusted you to watch over his sheep. And what you do, you getting his sheep plucked off. You know? So what you think the Lord's gonna do when he comes back, man? You know?
John 10 and 16. And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd.
Jump to, get Acts 20 and 28.
20,
Yeah.
This is Acts 20 and 28. Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers.
Yeah, and you're known as a bishop, okay? And a bishop, what is the bishop? The overseer. Okay? But you telling your flock, don't talk about Esau, don't prophesy against Esau. You know?
Is this out of fear? Is this out of fear, Nate? Because the Lord didn't give us the spirit of fear. So where does this decree come from? It don't come from the book.
It's not in the scriptures. In the scriptures you tried to use, which we getting ready to go into, you in total violation, man. Total violation. That's how you know you're a false prophet, when you gotta manipulate scriptures to fit your agenda. That's what, hey, you're a hireling, man. And you were more than likely paid to do that. You know? Acts 20 and where you was at?
It's Acts 20 and 28.
Read down to 30.
Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers. Overseers to feed the church of Yahweh. Sorry. To feed the church of the Most High, which he hath purchased with his own blood. For I know this.
Yeah, which he purchased with his own blood. He shed his blood for the sheep. Okay? He died on that cross, went through excruciating pain. He got pierced up, or they beat him. He went through all that for the sheep.
That's right.
The flock, man. You know? Keep
Nation
going.
of Israel.
He purchased us with his blood. Go ahead.
For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock.
That's those wolves in sheep's clothing. That's those wolves in sheep's clothing. The same wolves that are leading you down that ditch. That's leading you to that ditch, man. For you both to fall into. You know? Because Nate figure he gonna do what he do, and then he just gonna get on.
He gonna sell away.
He's a cop.
He gonna get his blood.
Yeah. You know? When they come for the Israelites, they not gonna come for me.
Yeah, I'm the police.
Because I delivered all the rest of Israel.
And plus, I told y'all not to speak evil against Esau.
Yeah, I told y'all so. I told y'all was supposed to speak on the devil.
No, he gonna come after y'all any damn way. Because you're an Israelite.
That's right.
Anybody that fear the Lord, Esau is gonna come for you, and he's not gonna spare nothing. He's not gonna spare.
We ain't no attraction, man.
You know? Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Also of your own selves think. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them. Therefore watch and remember that by the space of 3 years I cease not to warn every one night and day with tears.
Woo.
So y'all talk about us complaining, you know, what y'all doing is hate. What about Apostle Paul? When he was warning the flock about false men that was arising in Israel, you know, all these different heretic groups, these different sects,